Unique Mecca Audio, man. Let me tell you about the Brooklyn chicks. This is about the Brooklyn chicks so you understand. No disrespect to Brooklyn or the chicks, but we just keeping it real. We going back in time, talking about back in 88, how the Brooklyn chicks were and how we looked at the Brooklyn chicks. All that done changed in 26 years I've been gone. But back in the days, we didn't talk to a Brooklyn chick for nothing coming out of Harlem. And all the Brooklyn chicks wanted a Harlem dude. I wonder why. Look at me. You know what I mean? So just relax, man. Just relax and let's have some fun. We're going to ride with the Brooklyn chicks. I just got this new BMW. It was a 325. I blew the back out, 15-inch deep dish BBSs. Like, I mean, the rims is this big. Your whole foot could go in it. A foot and a half could go in it. Then the front had 13-inch deep dish BBSs. Now, this joint was crazy fire. I had the pearl white with emerald green sparkles in the pearl white. So when the sunlight hit it or the street light at night hit it, you could see the emerald green, sparkles in the paint. You know what I mean? I got that from down in Miami. Big shout out to Miami. Big shout out to Miami. All right.
What? Mecca Audio.
All the way from Miami to New York. So now I got this joint popping. I got the interior. I got it green and white. They used to call it the Newport. You know what I mean? Like a box of Newport. That's what they called the twin turbo, 300ZX. Because I had, that the same color as that. And yes, I had them both at the same time. So you already know we talking about damn near $500,000 in two cars. So now I got the emerald green with the white seats, right? The inside of the seat you sit on was white. And the outside, was emerald green. And then the headrest was white with the emerald green. Yeah, white headrest with me with my curly hair and, my all in all thing getting on it. But if anything happened, I just gut it and get a whole nother leather interior. So I didn't care about the white. So it was green and white emerald, to match the sparkles in the paint. Now, the BBSs was all white and the center cap was, the emerald green in the middle for the center cap. Just painting a picture. I might even put a picture up of it one day. I ain't gonna put it in this because then I gotta stop the editing and I know y'all ready. So now I got this new joint I'm taking for a ride. I got the whole trunk turned into a stereo system. I got like six 12-inch woofers in the back. I got the whole door and the back door panel. I got that turned into mid-range and highs in the front door panels. You know what I mean? So I spent about $35 on the stereo alone, spent about $80 on the kit, and the car only cost me maybe $45, $40. All right, so we talking about damn near $200,000, $150 easy. Now, I'm sitting here with this joint. I wanted something to do, so I said, let me go downtown. I'm gonna let the white folks see what old black Harlem drug dealer look like. So I take it downtown. I go down through 42nd Street, little Times Square. The lights wasn't bright as they are now, but we had what we call a wall where we took the pictures. I go down to Times Square, and while I'm down in Times Square, I said, let me go by, Bentley's. So I go by Bentley's, and when I pull up outside of Bentley's, it was this girl out there, the line long and all that. So, I just jumped out real quick. I didn't even open the doors. I climbed right over the white door. You know what I mean? Jumped out, ran up to the line, gave the bouncer, gave him a dap with $100 bill in it. Bang, he escorted me in. So I ran there for a minute, left the joint out there playing with the music bumping so they could have something to listen to the regular common folks that's out there. So I'm sitting out there, got the music playing, I'm up in the club. They know better than even think about jumping in that joint. You know what I mean? So now, that's the pool that I had, in New York at the time. So now I'm up in the joint and I'm chilling. So when I come back down, there's this girl, short, kind of thick, but not too thick, but not thin, and not too thin, but thick enough to be, juicy and ripe. Figure something I could, gut real quick for the night. You know what I mean? So, she had a nice little, bob hair joint down to her shoulder. She was looking cute, you know what I mean? So I pull out and I see her sitting there looking at the joint, but I felt like going to Queens. I was getting ready to go to the Q Club. And you don't go to no club with no female in the passenger seat. No disrespect, suckers do that. Because you don't take sand to the beach. You know what I mean? I'm going to the club where there's ass at. So there's no reason I'm going to bring ass with me to the club where there's ass at. All right? Now, this might sound a little glorifying and all that, but it's just how fly my life was. But at the end of the day, it wasn't worth it because it cost me 23 years in federal prison to do it. So let me stipulate that for the record. This is like a disclaimer, but I'm going to keep it 100. I had a ball. All right. So now I get her number and I tell her, yo, I'm gonna come check you. So the next day she hit me up. She from where is she from? She from where Marcy. You know what I mean? So she from Marcy. So the next day, we go over to Q Club. We hang out over there. I pick up a couple more girls, get some Queens girls number. Now let me explain to you about the boroughs. You know what I mean? Manhattan had the fly jazzy girls. You know what I mean? Brooklyn had the raunchy girls. Let's keep it 100. Y'all know we talking about back in the day. And the Bronx had the in-between raunchy and ghetto at the same time, But if you go further up by Laconia, White Plains Road, then you might get the kind that's more like a little Queens chick that got a little flavor like a Jersey chick. But, you know what I mean? But the Queens chick was in a class by themselves because those was middle class working folks. Like when you go down to D.C., for my people down, further down the turnpike, you already know how the Maryland girls is the ones that got the cars, got the job, they looking good compared to the DC girls. No disrespect to the DC girls, just keeping it 100. You know what I mean? But the Maryland girls was the shit. Just like the Queen girls was the shit. But the Harlem girls was the jazzy shit. Let's get that right. The Jersey girls was also the shit. You know what I mean? But they tried to get in where they fit in, and they fit in lovely because they had the money, they had the style, they had the class, they had the fashion, they had it all. So now, I go to Queens and I meet this nice girl, look like Nita Baker, about 5'10", brown skin like Nita Baker, had a little Nita Baker outfit, and had that nice little pear-shaped breastises. You know what I mean? You heard that nice little pear-shaped breastises. Big shout out to the pear-shaped breastises. You heard that? Big shout out to the pear-shaped breastises. I mean, the choice that just make you want to lock your lips on them. Just keeping it 100. All right. Because, this is whenever, my fly night chilling, so you can understand. Now, hit the like button, and make sure you subscribe if you're not subscribed. So now, I go to Queens, I meet a nice little cutie and all that, I met the little cutie from Brooklyn at the same time, so then I said, all right, I'll go uptown and I go see my little head monster I told you about yesterday from Lower East Side. Vicious little head monster, knew how to cheat a nigga right. You know what I mean? Let me say it again. Vicious little head monster, know how to treat a nigga right. Okay? So now I go see her, I get drink, So the next day I ain't doing nothing. So I get a couple of the homies and I say, let's go over to Marcy and go check this girl that, we was dealing with. So we don't want to go over to Marcy in the drop top. It's daytime, but the police gonna mess with us. So we jump in the MPV. So I'm trying to decide, should I go in the yellow MPV with the black and yellow seats, I call that the Bumblebee, or should I jump in the beige, like the champagne-colored beige with the burgundy interior with the beige piping MPV with the TVs and VCRs all in the headrest and the dashboard? Should I jump in the army green, forest green type? This is the forest green, with the hammers on it and the boomerang antenna on the top, with the hydraulics in the back. MPV, also with the TVs in it. So I got to decide what I'm going to drive. Or maybe I should just drive the white, joint, But I said, nah, I'm going to take the green army joint because we going to Brooklyn and you know how that is, going over there. You never know when they going to act up because Brooklyn dudes was gangster, not taking nothing from them. So we shoot over there to Brooklyn in the forest green MPV with the hammers on it, So we get up over that joint, man, and call the shorty, when I say call, I mean, we beeped her, so we beeped and told her we out front. She come get us out front. We go inside and we go in the apartment. She got this big old chicken wire cage in this joint, It's a big cage with chicken wire, made out of chicken wire and wood, and 2x4 wood. So we go look up in there. She got this big snake in there, look like it's about 20 feet, at least 15, 20 feet. And the snake is this big, man. It's just curled up in the corner. So when I go in there, it's dark in the apartment. We over there in Marcy, and I'm looking. I'm like, God damn, that's a big, ugly joint. You know what I mean? And she's like, yeah. And while we sitting down there, we smoking a little weed, we drinking a little champagne we brought. We just went boom, boom, boom. We jumped up like, what the? You know what I mean? So, you know me. I cocked the joint. You know what I mean? I hear boom, boom, boom. I cocked the joint. You know what I mean? Because I'm ready to bust off at any minute. You already know how it is, man. Big shout out to the hood and how we do it in the hood. Big shout out to the hood and how we do it in the hood. Calm down, calm down. All right, so now this is where we at, right? So we sitting down and we hearing all this noise, and it's the snake. So we say, yo, what is he trying to get out the cage? We trying to get up out of here. I'm not trying to stay in here. If that big joint get out, he could wrap all 4 of us up. Because I went with 3 of the homies and Shorty. I said, he could wrap all 4 of us up and squeeze us to death. Let me get up out of here. He said, nah, that's my Uncle Snake. He just got caught. He locked up, and he been locked up 2 weeks. The snake ain't eaten 4 weeks. But you said he was gone 2 weeks. So he said, yeah, well, he was doing bad, so he ain't had enough to feed the snake. And, for 2 weeks. And it take him 2 weeks to digest the food. So the food digested 2 weeks ago, and I ain't had no money to, feed him nothing. So I said, that big ugly man ain't eating? That big ugly man ain't eating? Oh, man, I'm trying to see that. I tell the homie, go get the VCR. I'm talking about VCR. Go get the VHS camcorder, the big joint that you put on your shoulder, feel like old camera crew. I said, go get that joint out the back of the MPV. So they go get the joint, come back. And Shorty said that he eats rabbits and rats. You know what I mean? So she go to the store, and I don't want to get no rat because I hate rats. But she go buy this big old white rat this big and the tail this damn big. I mean, it was a ugly looking rat. You know what I mean? But she buy that and a rabbit. You know what I mean? So now she gets the joint, and if y'all know anything about them damn rats, and I hate rats, she holding the rat by the tail. And she holding it over the cage, and she had a little opening in the top of the cage where she dropped the food in. So she holds it over the cage, and she trying to get the snake to move from where he's at. So she holds the cage, the rat, over by the back of the cage, and the big old snake and spun around, and now his head is towards the back of the joint, jumping up, hitting the cage, trying to get to this rat that, this girl is holding. I'm scared to death. I'm not holding no rat. I'm not holding no rat's tail. I don't even want to be in an apartment with a rat. I don't want to be nowhere near a rat. I'm talking about a human rat or a rodent rat. I hate rats, period. Now, she turned around and she drops the rat in the joint. And as soon as she dropped the rat in the joint, the rat hit the ground and tried to run from the snake. And the snake, I tell you, the joint about 20 feet. It circled the goddamn cage and grabbed the rat by the head, and all you saw was this long tail coming out, swatting like, and I know he couldn't breathe because he down his snake throat. And I'm like, oh man, you getting this shit on tape because I can't look. I ain't even trying to look at that joint. You know what I mean? Because I hate rats. I hate rats. I ain't want to see the snake eat the damn rat because that's a whole nightmare by itself. I'd rather see a nigga get shot twice in the head than see a rat being eaten. You know what I mean? So, this joint just crazy, man. Just bear with me. Just bear with me, man. Calm down. Bear with me. Let me tell you how this thing play out. So now, he done ate this joint, and his big old tail is jumping out. You understand what I'm saying? The tail is, this how the tail looking. The tail just all over the place while the whole rat down the snake mouth. You know what I mean? A nasty sight, So I'm like, oh, man. So next thing you know, go down and you just see the little part of the tail, about this much of the tail hanging out, and the snake, and you can see the whole rat going down each part of the snake's long 20-foot body. Crazy, right? I'm like, oh man, time to kill the snake. You know what I mean? Because if he try and get up out here, I can imagine what he gonna do to me. He get my arm, he swallow that old joint. So I'm already clicking and clacking, So now my man said, oh man, I bet he can't eat that rabbit, because she went and brought a rabbit too. Big old fat, fluffy, cute little rabbit. So no disrespect to the ASPCA. This is just how we was back then. We talking about back in time. Hit the like button, man. And the Cash App is on this joint if you like this story. I know y'all ain't heard nothing like this. So the Cash App right there, Unique Mecca Hall. Let's get this right. And make sure you hit subscribe if you ain't subscribed. Don't just watch and don't do nothing. Or put UMH with an emoji. You know what I mean? Your favorite emoji. So now, the homie say now, and this how he stuttering, because he all excited. Rabbit. You know what I mean? So we open the joint up, and when we open the joint up, the cat, I'm talking about cat, because I'm thinking about everything I hate now. I'm thinking about that damn rat and the snake. But they open the joint up and they drop the rabbit in the joint. So when they drop the rabbit in the joint, the rabbit runs and trying to stay to the back of the damn snake. And the snake sitting there minding his business. He turned around real slow. And now he's facing the rabbit head on. You see the rabbit's eyes get big like saucers, like a deer caught in the headlight. This little rabbit. You know what I mean? No disrespect to the ASPCA again, man. Forgive me. You know what I mean? But, you know, that's how they fed the snakes. It wasn't my snake. I ain't feed the rotten dog. So, you know, it is what it is. So the two of them looking at each other face to face. The rabbit's scared to death. His little fluffy little tail is moving a mile a minute. So next thing you know, the snake opened his mouth up and his jaws went like this. Wow, like it took the whole rabbit's head in his mouth. They couldn't get the whole body, but it got the rabbit's whole head. And you can see that from the neck back on this rabbit is squirming like how that rat's tail was moving. And I'm looking, I'm like, oh man, somebody killed this ugly creature. Man, that's why snakes must have lived 1 trillion years, man. Because he had this rabbit in there, and as he had the rabbit in there, he already ate the rat. You can see the rat swole up in the far part of his body. And now he's greedy ass because he ain't eating a month. Got this rabbit by the head, and as he's swallowing, you know what I mean? You see more of the rabbit going, and you see the rabbit's little feet hanging out. Yeah, I got the video. I know I probably can't show it because of ASPCA, but we filmed it. We was dead wrong. We apologize to the ASPCA and all of that. Let's just say that right off the top. But, you know, this how we was living back then. I wouldn't do it now, but this how we was living. You know what I mean? Cash App on the screen, man. You know what it is. At least $5, do something. So now you just saw his little feet hanging out. And then the snake, he just, you know, opened the mouth up even more. And when he did that, the whole damn thing went in. All you saw was this fluffy little tail. And you ain't gonna believe what happened next, man. All you saw was the little fluffy little tail hanging out. So my man said, oh man, I gotta get a souvenir. You know, I gotta get a souvenir. So now he used to give a niggas $1.50. So, you know, he just come out the joint. So he walk around with a razor in his mouth, spit the razor out. You know what I mean? And actually, while this snake got this rabbit in his mouth, my man crazy as all hell. Like I said, I would never do that. You know what I mean? Just keep it at 100. While he got his snake in his mouth, he lift up the top half of the joint and he reached down real quick and whoop, and snatched the rabbit tail off by hitting it with the razor, and the whole tail came over. He got the tail in his hand. You know what I mean? And it's blood everywhere. You know what I mean? Blood squirting out on the back of the rabbit where the tail was and all that. Because I guess from the joint holding it, all the blood must have squirted to the back and it went and just spit out. I said, oh, man. And this girl living in here with this crazy joint. You know, I said, nah, girl, you crazier than hell. So now, she like, yo, hold up. My friend's getting ready to come over. I'm like, hold on. You got us in here watching you feed these crazy snake and you think we want to meet your friends? You know what I mean? She said, yeah. She, you know, hold on. So she go downstairs, she come back and she got this little nappy ass afro. But she went downstairs with this nice little doobie. I said, ew. But she came back up. Yo, come on, dog. I'm just keeping it 100. I'm like, ew. You know, because she come back up. I'm like, yo, what happened to your head? And she's like, oh, my girl mad because I wouldn't let her up here, so she snatched her wig back off. She let me wear she let me wear the wig last night to Bentley's, and she got mad because, you know, she saw the MPV out front. She was out there with me last night, saw the green and white wide-body BMW, so she think that I'm trying to cock block and not put on you and my friends, you know, you and none of your friends. So she got mad and took her wig back and left you looking like that. Oh, man. Gunshots to this ugly chick. You know what I mean? Just keep it 100. You know what I mean? I'm back in my zone. So now I'm looking, I'm like, oh, man. So I'm like, I got to get up out of here, you know? So her and the girl arguing. So you know when two Brooklyn chicks arguing, plus they from Marshall, you never know if the girl gonna come up with a gun shooter. You don't know if she gonna come back with a razor blade try and cut her. Or you don't know if she gonna go tell, you know, her little starving homies that we got these dudes from Harlem over here getting money all up in the apartment, catch them when they coming out the apartment. So you already know me. Click, clack. You know what I mean? I cocked the joint. I said, baby, it's time to go. So me and the homies, we pull our joints out. all 3 of them, and we walk out the door. When we go out the door, we see about 8 dudes, you know, sitting up on the fence, you know. But it was a clear path to the minivan. So, you know me, I don't play all that. So, you know, I walk out with the joint in my hand down by my kneecap, and I got the joint in my hand, and I'm walking, kicking it with the homies, but I'm not even paying them no mind. I'm just letting them know that my joint ready to bust. Because, you know, you don't want them to get the heart or the balls to come run up on you or nothing like that. So I got the joint out, and I'm walking, and we talking loud. You know how niggas is, because, you know, we just doing that for the art of intimidation. Plus, we was having fun. Like, man, yo, you catch all that shit on tape? Said, hell yeah. My man said, I got the tail. I said, oh, man. He got the tail. We gonna take that joint straight back to Mecca Audio. All right, so now we go in the joint, and the dude's sitting there, and the dude said, yo, you from Mecca Audio, right? So we said, yeah. They said, yo, you got any mixtapes with you? You know what I mean? So I said, yeah, I got mixtape, but I got the joint in my hand. I don't trust him. That's like a dude asking for a light. If you want to know about how a dude bust me all in my face, you know what I mean? Damn near knock my tooth out, knock me to my knees and all that in front of the rooftop, you know? Put the emoji, you know what I mean? And, you know, and unique punch in the face, you know? Put the emoji, you know, UMH punch in the face. UMH punch in the face. Tell me how a dude punched me in the face at the rooftop and snatched my chain. Like I said, I ain't got nothing to hide, man. We all have been in something. Dude tried before my chain. You know, he ain't get away with it. Somebody else got away with it, but it wasn't the nigga that tried his hand. You know what I mean? But if you want to hear the story, I'll tell you the whole story about how, you know, dude punched me in the face in front of the rooftop and grabbed my joint. Big Daddy Kane and everybody out there. You know what I mean? It was a crazy night, but, you know, that's how I met my man, Ernie. Big shout out to Ernie and Gusto, man, from the rooftop. Go check out the Rooftop documentary, because Gusto official. I was just with him last weekend. You know, big shout out to T-Rod, Gusto's sons, the whole family, Booth. You know what I mean? You know, everybody from 49th Street, the whole crew. So we sitting there, and I'm like, nah, man. You know, so my man go over there, and he gives him a couple of tapes. We ain't gonna charge you, homie. You know what I mean? You know, spread the word. So we give him a couple of tapes and we did. So we shooting back up the FDR Drive after we go over the Brooklyn Bridge. So we're on the way back uptown. So I asked my man, you know, I asked my man, hold up. Yeah, I asked my man what time it is. Yo, hold up, Flip. I'm getting ready to come out. I'm going to call you back in a few minutes. I'm doing a video. All right? Give me a minute. You want live? Yeah, I'm doing a video for tomorrow. I'm going to call you back in a few minutes, all right? I'm getting ready to tap out anyway. I've been on here long enough, you know what I mean? But anyway, we shooting up the FDR Drive, and while we shooting up the FDR Drive, my man got this damn tail. I said, man, hang that joint out the window, man. I can smell the blood all in the tail. You know what I mean? So he hanging out the window, he laughing. So we go back uptown, and a week later, I see my man, he takes the rabbit tail, you know, and he has it sewed on the collar of his shirt. I'm like, yo, what the hell is that? He said, man, because nobody would never believe that shit we saw over there in Marcy with this chick. So I got the little rabbit tail here so they know that it's proof. I said, but we got the video. He said, but nah, dog, I like this tail, man. You know, I said, oh, man, you know what I mean? But anyway, that's how it is. Hit the like button, subscribe, cop the book of Raw in Harlem. Let me tap out. Been on here long enough. My man waiting on me. You know, it is what it is, man. So we going to do what we got to do. So, you know, let me go over here. All right.
Hi guys, welcome to Platinum Cuisines. We're located in Freeport on the Nautica Mile. Just wanted to introduce my partner, Amy.
Hi guys, how are you? And this is my sister-in-law, Diana, another partner. I just ask that you come support our minority-owned business. We serve Asian fusion, Caribbean cuisine, and we have a beautiful restaurant located on the Nautical Mile in Freeport, New York. And we're asking that you come check us out and also make sure to tune in to Mecca Audio TV.
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime. What?
Fresh out the can of 26. He back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block. Did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca audio. Get it live like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whining. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. You be back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a raw in Uptown. They be horn Uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, we got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in Uptown, he gon' finish there. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community ours. So we can give back to the youth them. Cause they the truth them. And bless up to all the road men.